Okay, so let me just do a very quick recap. We've already done this, right? We talked about how our character is from Russia, from Moscow. Her name is Nicola, right? And the fact that she is posted to our primary school because parents are now working in Singapore. They're here on business, right? And we also talked about how we have become Nicola. We are taking Nicola's perspective, right? Okay, can anybody remember what is special about Nicola's appearance? Would someone like to raise a hand to answer the question? Okay, Jing Kai is first to the beat. Jing Kai, can you unmute and tell us what is special about Nicola's appearance?
She is blonde.
And what else besides her hair color?
She has blue eyes.
Okay, right. And that would be rather usual for a person from Russia, right? To have blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay, that's normal. Thank you, Jing Kai. All right. Can someone tell me what else is special about Nicola? Right. What else is special about Nicola? Anyone can answer this question. If you can remember, raise your hands. If you can remember one more special thing about Nicola. All right, Ethan, go for it.
Her eyes are blue while the rest of the students' eyes are black.
Okay, actually, this was already mentioned earlier by Jing Kai, right? That she has blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay, but never mind, thank you. There's one more thing that is quite important that we know about her, right? Anybody else wants to try? That is different from everybody else in the class that she's joining. Is there anyone else who would like to try? One more different thing, quickly. Just give it a try. Yvonne, please don't annotate on the screen without my permission. Thank you. Okay, never mind. I will just continue, all right? So we also remember that she has no friends, remember? Because she's new to the class, right? She doesn't have anybody she knows. And therefore, we are going to see that that will be a problem in the second part, right? So in the second part of the story, we find that she is all alone during recess, right? We see in the picture below, right, that she's all alone, right, while the rest of her friends are playing by themselves. Okay, so under my build-up, right, I see that the problem is she's not got any friends. Okay, remember the build-up is always the introduction to the problem. Okay, and she feels lonely and dejected, and then she goes to a quiet corner to cry. Okay, so that's where we left our character, right, in the classroom just now. We weren't able to finish. We stopped at problem, right? And then I left you all to do solution. So we know that Bola, the school bully, noticed Nicola, or rather me, crying. And so he came and made fun of my appearance. Okay. So do you notice that there is a D highlighted in the corner here? Can I ask all of you to do the same thing next to your point 2 on made fun of my appearance? Okay. Can you make a little note next to point 2 and highlight it just like you see me do it? Okay. Made fun of my appearance. And then you write the letter D next to made fun of my appearance. Okay, I'll give you all a minute to do that. Can anyone guess what this letter D stands for? Can anyone guess what this letter D stands for? Rochelle, go for it. Unmute yourself and try.
I think it's dejected.
Dejected? Good guess, but not the answer. Dejected does start with the letter D, but I want you to consider, this is the bully making fun of my appearance, and I put the letter D next to it. What do you think this letter D stands for? Ethan, you want to try?
Devil.
No, but good try. Thank you. Anybody else? What starts with the letter D? Oh, okay, Kevin, go.
Different.
Different? No. Yes, it's true that she is different. It's true that she feels dejected, but no, that's not what the letter D stands for. One last try and then I'll tell you the answer, okay? Anybody else? You can use the raise hands function, right? Under reactions, if you think of an answer and you want to give it. Anyone? Please keep yourself muted, okay? At all times if you're not answering a question. Anyone else? Okay, then Mr. Pang will tell you the answer, okay? The letter D stands for dialogue. Dialogue. Got it? Ah, I see Nathaniel nodding his head, right? Yeah. Okay, dialogue means I want you to insert somebody saying something here. In this case, who is going to be saying something? If I put the D next to it, who is going to be talking here? Jing Kai, go ahead.
Bola.
Bola, right? And what do you think Bola is going to say? What do you think he's going to say? Is it going to be a nice thing that he's going to say, Jing Kai? No, right? So it's going to be a mean thing. So you want to give it a try? You want to say something mean? Anybody can think of something mean that Bola is going to say about Nicola's appearance? Anyone? Oh, Shalina. Okay, go, Shalina.
Why are you?
You got to
Why
go
you?
on, go on.
You're so
Yeah.
ugly. Why you so ugly and why do you have blue eyes?
Very good, right? You look so ugly. You've got blue eyes. Everybody else has brown eyes or something like that, right? Okay. Can you all imagine Bola saying something like that? Right? Yes. Okay. Is that a nice thing to say? No, we shouldn't say that, right? But because this is the bully, he will say something like this, right? He's going to say something really mean. And it's going to be something like what Shalina said, right? You know, why are your eyes so blue? You look ugly. Or, you know, why is your hair so yellow? It looks terrible, right? So Bola's going to say something. And therefore, I put a little D there. Have you all put the D next to point number 2? Right? That's where I want you to write your dialogue, okay? And you notice there is another D right here. Okay, can you put another D next to point 4 of your introduction? Okay, let's just take our time. Let's just do it slowly, but carefully. And again, can anyone tell me what is happening here? Who is speaking? Rochelle, go ahead.
Mrs. Pang is speaking.
Mrs. Pang is indeed speaking. And what do you think Mrs. Pang is going to say to the class?
She is going to say, class, this is Nicola. She is your new classmate.
Very good. That's, I think, exactly what Mrs. Pang would say. Okay, so class, this is your new classmate, Nicola, or class, this is Nicola, your new classmate. Okay, remember your happy meal when it comes to conversations, right? You should have Mrs. Pang said or Mrs. Pang exclaimed, right? So there's a saying verb, there's a comma, there's an open inverted comma, and then there is the sentence that Mrs. Pang actually says. Okay, so I just want 2 pieces of dialogue to be inserted, one here at point 4 of the introduction, and one here at point 2 of the problem. Okay, did you all note down the 2 Ds next to the 2 points? Nod your head if you did. Awesome, right, that's everybody, right? Excellent. Is Mr. Pang speaking too fast? No? Okay, good. Can I go a little bit faster? Is that all right? Okay, awesome. All right. Now I'm going to go into what I would think of as a solution, right? So remember, in the problem phase, right, we left this with the evil laughter of Bola still ringing in our ears, remember, right? He was still laughing evilly, right? Okay, so now we are going to introduce our peer support leader. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write down point number 1. Okay, please follow along with me on your own worksheets as well. Okay, I'll give you some time, don't worry. Are you all able to see what Mr. Pang is writing? Is it too small? Can you see it? Okay, good.
Mr. Pang,
Yes, dear.
do we have to erase everything and copy what you
No,
wrote?
no. No, you don't, okay? All you need to do is look at what I'm writing and see if you'd like to add it to what you've already written, okay? Or you might want to change what you've already written, but you don't need to erase everything, right? Because I think you've done some good work. So I'm just adding to what you've already done. Is everybody clear about that? Okay, so just look at what Mr. Pang is writing and look at what you have written and see if you want to add or modify what you've already written. There's no need to erase everything and write again. Okay, right? If you understand what I'm saying, please give me a nod. Yeah, awesome. Okay, great. Okay, so I think you might be interested in the word commotion, right? Because remember we were saying that the peer support leader is attracted by the noise, right? So there must be some kind of noise. And the noise is the commotion of Bola laughing and of Nicola crying, right? So the two of them are making noise and that attracts the attention of the peer support leader, okay? And that's why he comes over to investigate, right? Okay. Yes, Shalina, did you raise your hand? No? Okay, so there should be a lower hand function. You should click on lower hand so that your hand doesn't continue to be raised. Okay. Okay, right, so can you still remember in the previous story, how did Zach, the peer support leader, chase the two bullies away? What did he do to cause them to run away, to flee the scene? Josiah? Okay, you got to unmute yourself before I can hear your response.
He gave them a frown.
Okay, very good. Yeah, he frowned at them or he glared at them, right? So maybe this time we can use frown and glare together. Okay, we can connect them with the connector and, right? Okay, so let's go. Okay, right? So when the peer support leader does this, what then does Bola do next? Let's have somebody else. Kaiji, what does Bola do next? Okay, let's hear from Kaiji first.
Bola
If Kaiji, Really? Was that what happened in the previous story that we discussed? Not really, right? Okay, Javen?
Nothing, sorry.
Do you know the answer, Javen? Do you know what happened to Bola when Edwin frowned and glared at him?
Bola ran away.
Right, but we didn't use the word ran because that's so primary one, right? So what were the words that we used? Okay, I have quite a number of hands raised. That's great. Let's see, somebody maybe who hasn't. Okay, Caitlin, tell me, what was the expression?
Fled away.
Okay, so he fled the scene, right? Remember, because we talked about the scene of the crime, right? Okay, he fled the scene. Very good. Okay, so that's not the end of the solution, right? Edwin still has to do something to help Nicola. All right, so this is where we need to hear from you, because I'm sure you have written some things down that are quite interesting, right? Maybe I'll hear from Jing Kai first because his hand is.
He let him play with his friend. He let him play with his friend. Mm.
Hello? Kids, can you hear me? Okay, I'm very sorry. I think there was a problem with my microphone now. Okay, Jing Kai, I was asking Jing Kai, right? Is Nicola a boy or a girl? Jing Kai?
A
What do you
girl.
think? He's a girl, right? Yeah, correct. So you cannot use him to describe
Yes.
Nicola, okay? You must be very careful. Okay, Javier, yes, you raised your hand. Okay, never mind. It's all right. Okay, so he fled the scene, right? So can everyone tell me, he fled the scene, right? What happened next after he fled the scene? One. Okay, Ethan, go for it. I know Rochelle is very excited. That's great to see.
Edwin suggested to
Mhm.
let Nicola play with them.
Okay, Edwin suggested or invited, okay, Nicola to play with them. Okay. Is this a good solution to the problem? What do you all think? Do you all think it's a good solution? Yeah, yeah, I agree, right? I think we all can see how that will make Nicola feel much better, which is what we are going to write about in the last section, right? We're going to write about Nicola's feelings, okay? So after Edwin's suggestion, Rishana, do you think that Nicola would accept Edwin's invitation? Rishana?
Yes.
Oh, is everything okay? Did something fall down? Okay, never mind. It's all right. Can you tell me why you think that she would accept Edwin's invitation?
Because she's a new girl and she has new friends.
Yes, right. She's making new friends. Excellent. All right. So let's write that down. Okay. How do you think Nicola would feel as she's making new friends? Josiah, what do you think? Oh, hold on. Maybe I'll ask Rochelle. Rochelle's been raising her hand since just now. Rochelle, feelings? Nicola?
She felt elated that she
Elated.
had new friends.
Okay, I love that word. Okay, elated. Or if you think of another word that has the same meaning as elated, here's a word I suggest. Okay, you can choose either this or this. All right, when you're writing your story. Excellent. Okay, Nicola
Mr.
was.
Pang,
Yes, darling.
we need to write this down.
This is to add to what you've already written. If you haven't written Nicola's feelings, you might want to jot that down. Yes, because it's
Mr.
important.
Pang, can we go back
that we know.
to the solution?
Sure. Here, like this. Okay, I'm just gonna put it kind of like in between. Yes, Caitlin, did you have a question?
I thought that we should change the Nicola to me.
Yes, thank you for noticing that finally. That's excellent. Good job there. Caitlin, you have put the finger on the most important part. Yes. All right, yep. Okay, so we must be very careful, like Caitlin has just pointed out to us, that we don't change our characters midway through, right? I am Nicola, right? Excellent. So I was elated. Okay, good. And why was I elated? Because
Mr. Pang, what does elated mean?
very good question. Would Rochelle like to answer since Rochelle gave us this word? Rochelle?
Elated means happy, but a better word.
It's a better word than happy. Very good. It's a stronger word than happy because if I said happy, maybe that would be like 100. But if I said elated, that would be like 300. Okay, so it's a much stronger way to say that you are happy. Okay, has everybody taken this down? Right, I would like to see that you've
No.
taken down some of these notes. If
Not yet.
you, okay, no worries, I'll give you a little bit more time. Okay, we are ahead of schedule. Awesome, everyone's doing well. Okay, after we finish this, I'll give you instructions on your task and then I'll test a new feature out, okay? So I need everybody to stay behind until I dismiss you, okay? Don't all log off immediately after I finish the activity, okay? Because I still need to test something, right? Just stay on for a while. Very good, thank you for nodding to show me that you heard me. Okay, Jing Kai, have you finished with the problem and the solution?
Finishing.
Okay, can I move down a little to the ending?
Yeah.
Okay, here I go, right?
Mr. Pang,
Yes.
I finished down writing this sentence you wrote down.
I'm sorry, Nathaniel.
I finished writing down that sentence you wrote down on the screen.
That's great, but there's no need to tell me that, okay? Mute yourself, please. Okay, only let me know if you are unable to finish, then I will slow
You
down a
can go
little.
down already.
Okay, that's great. Okay, please mute yourselves after you've spoken so that you will not allow the background noise to disturb the rest. Okay, always mute yourself after you've spoken so that you will not allow your background noise to disturb the rest. Okay, very good, well done. Okay, everybody's so well behaved today. That's wonderful. Okay, let's go. Hold on, let Mr. Pang just check the chat for a while. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, I haven't checked the chat. Okay, I hope everybody's caught up, right? Everybody's okay? Right, so I'll move down a little bit. Okay, awesome. Thanks for nodding. That really helps me know that you heard me. Okay, number 2. So what happens at the end of the story? What does Nicola do with the rest? Can someone give me a nice way to end off the story?
Mr. Pang, can I go to toilet?
Yes, yes, you may. You may excuse yourself, right? Yep. That's perfectly fine. There's no need to tell me. Okay. Yes, my dear. Okay. Yep, go for it. Yes, yes, Rochelle, go.
To end this, the good story, they played happily.
Okay, right, okay. Did you happen to catch what game they were playing? Did you happen to catch what game they were playing? Right in the background here. What were they playing here? What game were they playing? Sorry?
Catching.
Ada, you raised your hand. Skipping, right? Yeah, they look like they're skipping rope, don't they? Right? Especially the 3 kids in a row here, okay? Yeah, so maybe we can talk about that, right? Since it's in the picture, why don't we use it, right? We must always refer back to the picture when we're writing, okay? So that we are constantly connecting ourselves to what's happening in the picture, okay? So they continued skipping together happily, right? Skipping together happily. So you might want to change your points in the ending if you haven't got skipping, right? Yeah. Please turn your sound to mute if you haven't done so, right? So they will continue skipping together happily. Okay.
Mr. Pang,
Yes, dear.
why is it they? It's supposed to be we because
Oh, yes. Thank you. You are really helping me out here. Okay, excellent. Okay. Did you all change that? Okay. And the last point, let's end with Nicola's feelings. Okay, let's end with Nicola's feelings or my feelings, right? So after I play happily with my newfound friends in my newfound school, how would I end? How would I think about how the day went? Yadavi, would you like to say something?
That day was awesome.
All right, yeah, okay, okay. Awesome sounds like a great word to use. It was an awesome, right? Like Yadavi said, good. Ooh. Do y'all get that? Okay, do y'all agree with it? Yeah, right. It was really awesome, right? I mean, it was really dramatic, right? I mean, from being bullied all the way to being rescued and then joining the rest of the classmates in a game of skipping. Really quite a fun day. Okay, so I'll give everybody just a minute to finish up. Okay, did you all get that? Okay, so this Story Mountain is a guide, but it isn't the story, right? You still need to flesh out the story by adding adjectives, by adding adverbs, by including hollow phrases, similes, dialogue, right? Okay, so I'm going to leave you to complete this story by referring to this Story Mountain, okay? So I want you to write the story while looking at the Story Mountain, and I want you to write it in the second section of your booklet. You know, there are still 2 more pages, right? Where you can write on, right? I want you to write it in those 2 remaining blank pages, right? Please nod if you know where I want you to write this. Nod if you know where I want you to. Awesome, yeah. Okay, be careful, Rochelle. If you nod so vigorously, your head might fall off. Okay, just moderate nodding will do. Okay, yeah, very good. Excellent. Okay.
I don't understand.
What do you not understand, Sinkai?
Is it right? Finish the story.
Yes, we haven't started the story. So it's not about finishing the story, right? We haven't started the story, have we? All we've done is done this. This is the Story Mountain, right? Okay. But remember in the previous story, after we finished the Story Mountain, Mr. Pang went through how you should write a story. Remember this one about Abing, right? Okay, that was based on the previous story, Sinkai. Now I want you to write your own story based on this Story Mountain that we've just constructed together about Nicola and about Edwin. Do you understand now, Sinkai?
Yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
excellent. No worries. I hope that cleared it up for everybody else as well. Okay, so that's,
Papa,
yes. Who is this? Who is this? Sorry.
Nathaniel.
Yes, Nathaniel. What is it?
So we need to write the story ourselves by using the story mountain.
Yes, exactly like what we did with the story of Abeng and the police. Okay, but now you write it on the second part. You know, there's a second part with more empty pages for you to write on, right? It's in your same booklet. Okay. Yes, Javier, what is it?
What's the title?
Okay, you can leave the title blank. We'll decide it together when we come back on Monday. But by Monday, I want you to already have a story written out. Okay,
Mr.
so
Pang,
you
what's the title name?
leave the title blank. Okay, just write the story. All right, I say again, leave the title blank. Yes, yes,
Do we
Ethan.
have to finish the story?
Oh, yes, you absolutely do have to finish the story. Yes. Okay. Whenever we write a story, we should finish it. Remember what I told you about the race? A race half run is not a race at all. Okay. So whenever we write a story, we try to finish the story. Whenever we run the race, we try to finish the race. Okay. A race half run is not a race at all. Okay. Right. So always remember that. Yes, Caitlin.
So is it we do this over the weekend?
Exactly. That's right. So that on Monday, when we come back, we can have something to discuss and I can have something to look at. All right. Is that okay, everybody?